Okay, I'm going to start with the anterior compartment of the thigh. We're going to have, this is all innervated by, or most of it's innervated by the femoral nerve. So we're first going to start with the sartorius. This goes from the ASIS, or the anterior superior iliac spine, and travel down to the medial tibial, or the pes anserinus. We're going to have the iliacus, which goes from the iliac fossa down to the lesser trochanter, along with the psoas major, which goes from the transverse process and bodies of the lumbar vertebrae down to the lesser trochanter. Both these are sometimes considered as the iliopsoas as they come through together underneath the inguinal ligament. In 60% of people, there is the psoas major, which is travels from like the body of the T12L1 vertebrae, and then goes to like the junction between the ilium and superior pubic ramus. Also, the psoas major is innervated by the ventral rami of L2 through L4, rather than the femoral nerve. And then we have the rectus femoris. We have the straight head and reflected head. So the straight head is going to go from the anterior inferior iliac spine down to the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament, and then that's a straight head. The reflected head is going to go from the superior rim, like the acetabulum, and then travel down to the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament. We have vastus lateralis here, which is going to go from like vastus lateralis is going to go from the linea aspera and lateral portion of the intermuscular septum, and then travel down to the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament. And we're going to have the vastus medialis. The vastus medialis is going to travel from the linea aspera and medial portion of the intermuscular septum and travel down to the tibial tuberosity via the patellar ligament. And then there's also the vastus intermedius, which is going to be like around like the proximal anterior portion of the femur, kind of underneath here. That's also going to travel down to the tibial tuberosity. We then have, that's it for the anterior compartment. So we're going to move to the medial compartment of the thigh, which we're going to start with pectineus. The pectineus travels from the superior pubic rami down to the pectineal line. The gracilis travels from the inferior pubic rami all the way down to the medial tibial, or like the pes anserinus, kind of where the sartorius goes. We then have shoved right up against the pectineus is the adductor magnus. So the adductor magnus is going to have two portions, the adductor portion and the hamstring portion. So the adductor portion is going to go from the ischial-pubic ramus down to the linea aspera, and then the hamstring portion is going to go from the ischial tuberosity down to the adductor tubercle of the femur. And that portion that is actually, there's an exception, that's actually innervated by the tibial nerve rather than the obturator, which the obturator, I forgot to mention, the obturator innervates the medial compartment of the thigh. So then we have adductor longus, which goes from the superior pubic ramus down to the linea aspera, and this is adductor longus. Oh, and underneath adductor magnus is adductor brevis, which goes from the inferior pubic ramus down to the like the pectineal line and the linea aspera. And then that is it for the medial compartment of the thigh. So then we have the posterior compartment. This is all innervated by the tibial nerve. So we're going to have the biceps femoris, long head and short head. The long head is going to go from the ischial tuberosity and is going to go down all the way to the lateral condyle of the tibia along with the head of the femur. And then we have the short head the short head is going to go from the linea aspera down to the lateral condyle of the tibia and the head of the femur. And then we have the semitendinosus is this middle one here. Semitendinosus is going to go from the ischiotuberosity and then down to the medial tibial or the pes anserinus, and then semimembranosus is going to be this one, and like this portion too also comes down. It comes down like this from the ischiotuberosity down to the like the upper outer portion of the ischiotuberosity down to the medial tibial condyle. These are all innervated by the tibial nerve, and that's it.